The Genesis Model 3 is a tiny little guy. While it doesn't support the 32X, CD, or Virtual Eraser as is, that doesn't mean that it couldn't. Hi, Pedro here, and today we're gonna do a little maintenance on this little guy as thanks for being a subject to make the next USB-C mod. First, unscrew the bottom 4 screws holding the shell together. Next, I need to address the superglue that was used along the edges. There are spots where the shell has been melted as well for whatever reasons. I'm using 99.99% IPA to slowly dissolve the glue. During this time, I also used very little heat to speed up the process without further damaging the shell. After quite some time, I was able to loosen the adhesive just enough to take the shell apart to see the full extent of damage. Let's continue with the disassembly by removing the screws holding the top plate. Everything inside is looking pretty good, all things considered. Now to remove the caps with my desoldering gun. Some were able to be removed as is, but others needed to have some fresh solder introduced to them to get that good flow going. Clean the gun since we're done with it. And look at that! Everything is nice and clean after taking a bath. Time to scrub the contacts with a toothbrush and contact cleaner. Don't forget to remove any stubborn hairs with some tweezers. Do a little scrub on the controller ports. Do a little spritz on the AV and barrel jack. And work the switch for good measure. For the recap, we'll need 5 47 16-volt capacitors here, 3 10 microfarad 50-volt capacitors here, 2 116-volt capacitors here, and 2 220 microfarad 16-volt capacitors here. Now to fit the new caps in place. Since there aren't too many caps, I'll be doing them all at once rather than by value. Dab a little flux on each of the vias, and apply heat from the soldering iron to introduce the solder. The ground plate dispersed the heat too well, so I went to use a desoldering gun for a more focused approach instead of increasing the iron's heat. Snip the ends and clean the mess. Time for a quick test to make sure everything is good so far. Great! Everything looks spiffy. Love it! Let's focus back to the shell since the board is good to go. Using flush cutters, I'm trimming away cracked and bulging parts of the bezel as well as the metal file to smooth out rough edges and eliminate stress risers. It may not look perfect, but it'll be in better standing condition than it was before. After wet sanding the entire shell to address the scuffs, it's time to put a little ceramic coating to deepen the color and add a little protection. With all that work done, it's time for reassembly. I'm really happy with how the end result came out. I don't know what reasons there may have been to glue the case before, nor why some slots had melted holes, or be melted in general. But it works perfectly well now, and it's ready for later modifications to restore other functionalities. If you'd like to have your console serviced, visit renewedgamingrelics.com and go to Mod and Repair Services for a custom estimate. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye bye!